The 8th episode of Invasion, Season 3, delivers one of the most emotionally devastating and philosophically challenging episodes in the series as Mitsuki Yamato's mission to destroy the alien mothership transforms into a profound journey of understanding that completely reframes the entire alien invasion narrative. Community isn't. What begins as a straightforward sabotage mission evolves into a deeply personal exploration of survival, compassion, and the moral complexity of choosing sides in a war where neither species fully understands the other's motivations or desperate circumstances. The episode opens with Mitsuki deep within the dead zone, observing what she initially describes as a gardener, alien that behaves completely differently from the aggressive hunter-killers she's encountered before. This creature moves through the transformed landscape with purpose and gentleness, carefully planting alien fruits and tending to what appears to be a growing ecosystem of extraterrestrial life. The discovery forces Mitsuki to confront the possibility that the aliens aren't simply destroying Earth out of malice or conquest, but are desperately trying to create a habitable environment for their own survival after losing their original home world. The visual contrast between the aggressive military aliens and this peaceful gardener creates an immediate shift in the show's portrayal of the invaders, suggesting that their species contains the same diversity of roles and temperaments that exist within human society. The gardener's methodical work of spreading food sources and creating sustainable life systems demonstrates a level of environmental planning and care that parallels human conservation efforts, forcing viewers to reconsider whether the aliens are invaders or refugees seeking a new home after some catastrophic loss of their original planet. Mitsuki's accidental triggering of a cave collapse that traps both her and the gardener creates the episode's first major turning point, as her survival instincts force her into direct cooperation with an alien for the first time. The physical vulnerability of both species, when trapped underground, strips away the usual power dynamics of their encounters, creating a situation where mutual aid becomes necessary for survival. Mitsuki's decision to help the injured alien, despite her mission to destroy their mothership, reveals her fundamental humanity and unwillingness to let any sentient being suffer when she has the power to help. The loss of Mitsuki's oxygen tank during their escape represents both a practical crisis and a symbolic transformation, as she's forced to breathe the toxic air of the dead zone that would normally be fatal to humans. This moment marks her transition from an outsider observing the alien environment to someone who must adapt to survive within it, creating a parallel to how the aliens themselves are trying to adapt Earth's environment to support their own biological needs. The fact that she can survive in the transformed atmosphere, even temporarily, suggests that the changes the aliens are making might not be inherently hostile to human life, but simply different from what humans are accustomed to. The discovery of the crashed aircraft and the dead pilot provides a stark reminder of the very real dangers that the alien transformation poses to unprepared humans, while also highlighting the tragedy of misunderstanding between species. The pilot's death from breathing the poisonous air illustrates how the environmental changes that allow aliens to survive are immediately lethal to humans who lack protection or adaptation, creating an apparently zero-sum conflict where one species' survival seems to require the other's extinction. The introduction of the Infinitas cult adds a fascinating layer of human response to the alien presence, showing how some people have responded to the invasion by embracing it as a spiritual transformation rather than a military threat. Leader Carmichael's belief that the aliens are divine beings capable of reuniting humans with their dead loved ones represents the kind of desperate hope that emerges in catastrophic situations, where people will embrace any explanation that provides meaning and comfort in the face of incomprehensible change. Carmichael's religious interpretation of the alien presence reflects real-world examples of how societies often respond to overwhelming technological or natural phenomena by incorporating them into existing spiritual frameworks. His conviction that the aliens can bring back the dead suggests that he's witnessed or heard about the resurrection abilities that other characters have experienced. But he's interpreted these events through a religious rather than scientific lens that makes him dangerous to anyone who doesn't share his beliefs. Mitsuki's conflict with the Infinitus cult demonstrates the deadly consequences of misunderstanding and fanaticism on all sides of the invasion crisis, as Carmichael's refusal to help her continues the cycle of violence and mistrust that has characterized human-alien relations throughout the series. Her eventual escape and killing of Carmichael represents a necessary but tragic escalation that adds another layer of moral complexity to her mission, as she's now responsible for taking human life in addition to planning the destruction of the alien mothership. The power struggle between Carmichael and his enforcer Conrad reveals the internal tensions within human groups that are trying to adapt to the post-invasion world, showing how leadership and authority become contested when traditional social structures break down. Conrad's takeover of the camp after Carmichael's death suggests that even among alien worshippers, there are competing visions of how to interact with the new reality, with some favoring peaceful coexistence and others maintaining more aggressive approaches. Mitsuki's renewed encounter with the gardener alien marks the beginning of the episode's most profound transformation, as her growing understanding of their peaceful intentions conflicts with her mission to destroy them. The alien's gift of fruit juice that neutralizes the toxic air represents an act of pure altruism that has no strategic benefit for the alien but potentially saves Mitsuki's life, demonstrating a level of compassion and cross-species empathy that challenges every assumption about alien motivations. The gardener's eventual collapse from exhaustion or injury creates one of the episode's most emotionally powerful moments, as Mitsuki witnesses the arrival of other aliens who work together to revive their fallen companion using some form of collective energy healing. This resurrection scene directly parallels similar events involving human characters throughout the series, suggesting that the ability to bring back the dead isn't a supernatural power, but a natural biological or technological capability of the alien species. The aliens' decision to heal their own companion in front of Mitsuki, despite knowing she represents a potential threat, demonstrates a level of trust and openness that stands in stark contrast to the fear and aggression that has characterized most human-alien interactions. Their willingness to reveal this vulnerability and sacred ritual to an outsider suggests that they may be hoping to communicate their peaceful intentions and desire for coexistence rather than conflict. Mitsuki's emotional response to witnessing the alien resurrection reflects her growing recognition that the species she's been planning to destroy possesses the same capacity for love, loss, and sacrifice that defines humanity at its best. The realization that aliens mourn their dead and work together to save each other forces her to confront the moral implications of her sabotage mission and whether destroying the mothership would constitute genocide against a species that may simply be trying to survive. The episode's climax, as Mitsuki finally reaches the mothership while carrying both her explosive device and a gunshot wound from her encounter with the cult, creates a perfect storm of physical and emotional crisis that tests her resolve in the most extreme circumstances. Her physical deterioration mirrors her moral uncertainty. As the closer she gets to completing her mission, the more questions she has about whether it's the right thing to do. The final scene, where Mitsuki drops her bomb and collapses while being surrounded by peaceful gardener aliens, creates a cliffhanger that perfectly encapsulates the episode's central tension between duty and compassion. The aliens' gentle approach to her unconscious form suggests they may heal her just as they healed their own companion, which would create an impossible moral debt that completely transform her allegiance and understanding of the conflict. The episode's ending sets up profound questions about identity, loyalty, and moral responsibility that will likely define the remainder of the season, as Mitsuki must choose between her original mission to save humanity through violence and her new understanding that peaceful coexistence might be possible if both species can overcome their fear and mistrust. Her potential healing by the aliens would create a powerful parallel to human characters who have been helped by alien technology, suggesting that the path forward requires mutual aid rather than mutual destruction. The gardener aliens' consistent demonstration of compassion and healing abilities throughout the episode reframes the entire invasion narrative from a story about conquest to a story about desperate refugees trying to create a new home while maintaining their essential humanity or alienity in their face of seemingly impossible circumstances. We are the gardener aliens. Their willingness to help even those who threaten them suggests that the moral high ground in this conflict may belong to the species that many humans still consider monsters.